products from topographic maps, operational geoinformation, search and navigation tools, and even imagery, so including satellite imagery and street level sort of imagery to support the United Nations peacekeeping missions and humanitarian efforts. At the moment, we are currently supporting the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, the UN mission in South Sudan, but I've also previously worked with different missions in the DRC, in the Central African Republic with MINUSCA, and also in Mali, and also a region, ABA, which was like a conflict border region between Sudan and South Sudan. Next slide. So how we do this is that we integrate a wide range of data sources, including both open data and classified information within the UN to be able to deliver this work. And it's a combination of the open mapping community, which we'll talk about, UN mappers. We also have in-house capacity of staff and consultants. And through all this work, we bring our efforts together from the technology, the data, the talent, and we are able to improve situational awareness and to enhance peace building and humanitarian response in the areas that we work in. Next slide. So yeah, through using that data and technology that I mentioned, we produce a number of products and tools, as you can see on your screen. So from street map, base maps that I'd shared, terrain maps as well, also 3D maps. For those who joined earlier today for our first Mappy hour, you saw how UNSAS is using some of these products in their work. So it's not just the mapping that happens and then sort of OpenStreetMap is used directly in the field, but there are also customized applications that are actually developed using this data for them to be able to use them in the field and to improve their operations. Next slide. And the products are used by various groups and units within the UN, from teams who are focusing on planning to those in the field offering humanitarian relief for patrolling and security purposes, for reporting and logistics planning as well. So it's not just for one single purpose, but different sections sort of utilize these maps and data for various purposes to deliver and improve their work. Next slide. So as I'd mentioned, all this work, it's done in a combination of ways, from the open mapping community, which is in mappers, to also in-house talent. But all of you are here because the Mappy Hour at this time is focusing on an initiative within UN mappers. So what UN mappers is that it's a community, an online community of open mapping enthusiasts who are contributing to building accurate and crowd-worked geospatial data to support the work of UN maps. So it's for peacekeeping and humanitarian support on the ground. Next slide. And the community is quite diverse. So we have a wide range of contributors, from geospatial specialists or people who are trained within the GIS field, to local communities, to uniformed personnel as well within the UN. And also when it comes to levels of mapping, it's people who are advanced in mapping, it's those who are beginners. So it really doesn't matter where you are in terms of your level, so long as you're interested. The community is a safe and open space for everyone interested, and we offer a couple of activities that can help you to get some skills and get started to contributing. Next slide. So how do we then contribute to UN maps? We use available tooling such as the tasking manager to be able to efficiently contribute to the mapping areas that we are focusing on. And obviously, by working asynchronously online, we contribute to the projects, map the projects, and through also the community, we do some validation of the mapping, and also a second validation happens with the internal team. And at the end, we have high quality data that's then pushed into the UN map services and applications that I showed that the team has developed. And the data is then used on the ground by the teams. So how can you become a UN mapper? Next slide. It's through learning, mapping, and joining the community. We have a couple of activities such as this one, although today we are not mapping, but we have training sessions that happen online where mappers or those who are getting started get to learn on what OpenStreetMap is, how to contribute, how to get started, and then continue contributing throughout a period. In some cases, we also have in-person activities or training activities. So you really get to learn new skills and be able to contribute to projects that we have set up. Next slide. We also have the UN Maps Learning Hub, which is a self-paced multilingual platform. So on here, you can get various courses that you can take on. We have a course for beginners, another one for advanced. So if you've already been mapping for a while, but you're looking to grow your skills, you're looking to become a validator, we have something on that. We also have a course on QGIS so that you're not just producing the data, but you can also learn how to use the data as well. So, and then lastly, we also have a closed course for those with UN emails on the UN Geo portal. So that way you get access to all the apps that we use and also work through how you can also start integrating some of this tooling to your work. Lastly, and next slide, is that the community is open. We are live on Discord, so any communications and conversations happen there. If you're mapping on a project and you need any kind of technical support, if you're not sure about something, but also any general mapping, geospatial related, tech related, open source related questions, you can ask away. Also, if you're doing any kind of work, it's a free space to share that kind of work, and conversations do happen there. So feel free to join our Discord. We can share the links on chat if you are not yet a member. And also we have a Mapper of the Month initiative where we celebrate our community members and also just do a feature of what their motivations are and why they do map, and those tend to also motivate others because we tend to find ourselves in other people's stories. And in terms of activities, we have Mappy hours like these ones that happen every other month, and every other Friday we have Validation Friday where we focus on validating projects to make sure that all the mapping we are doing is also of high quality. So I won't take any more time, but that is what UN Maps and UN Mappers is in a nutshell. So I'll pass it back to Anali and we'll share more information and chat for those who have not yet joined the community.
Thank you so much, Laura. So if you have any questions regarding what Laura has shared, please do put them in the chat, write them on the chat, and we'll surely answer it. And later we'll hopefully have time for discussion and feedback. So to give a brief overview about the UN Maps Community Ambassadors Pilot Initiative, I asked earlier if anyone was here last 3 or 4 months ago in March. I didn't see any hand. So let me give a kind of brief history or her story back then. So we have been receiving this quite of inquiries from our social media, also our newsletters and different channels. So we see that UN Mappers has grown through global, mostly English language online engagement, and to reach new regions and languages and to build community ownership of the work, we wanted to test a locally led model. And building on the practices of other open mapping communities, such as Youth Mappers, HOT, and even OSM regional and local communities, we designed the UN Maps Community Ambassadors Pilot as a structured way to explore this. So we wanted to answer 2 questions. What happens if we recognize exceptionally UN Mappers contributors and community leaders to engage and build capacities with their own local communities? And if this model can lay the foundation or groundwork for UN Maps local communities or local chapters over time. So yeah, with this, we conducted a series of co-creation sessions with the UN Mappers communities and contributors last year. I'm not sure who else was here. And yeah, we came up with running the pilot through the online UN volunteers as also a sort of additional recognition for the community. And yeah, in March 2026, after months of waiting, the pilot initiative took flight. And yeah, we have our two goals in a nutshell is first one is for mapping to support mapping activities of UN Maps, humanitarian action and local realities. And a second one is community outreach. As mentioned earlier, we wanted to have like a locally led activities, and this the ambassadors serve as community engagers and UN Mappers representatives who led on building this community and capacitating their local communities. And yeah, we welcomed and cheered for our pilot community ambassadors starting March. So yeah, if you don't know yet, these are our 4 pilot initiative. We have Lucy Kago, a GIS analyst and cartographer based in China. Sorry, Kenya. Why did I say that? And Pawan Muddu, based geospatial analyst, humanitarian mapper, and drone and GIS professional based in India. And then Silvina Meritano, sociologist, social worker, and educator from Argentina. And lastly, Engelbert Steve Modo Levo, an engineering student and a Francophone or French open mapping community leader based in Cameroon. And yeah, in their respective countries and localities, they led capacity building, open mapping training, and community initiatives, which we will hear more in just a bit. Um, so yeah, pilot at a glance, it's a 12 weeks it's through online UNV's 12 weeks program with the 4 ambassadors covering 4 countries and sometimes beyond their countries and within their regions, covering 3 continents and 3 languages. And yeah, we are proud to share in 3 months with the leadership of our pilot community ambassadors, we achieved these following numbers. And round of applause. Because of them, we were able to conduct 44 mapathons and trainings. We also, yeah, reached a total of more than 1,000 participants, partnered with 45 organizations or engaged with them, and conducted 18 field mapping activities with which took like 100,000 and more estimated OSM edits and 700 plus data points collected in the field. And we also produced 24 communication output published. And with that, I won't let any more of your time. Let's hear it directly to our UN Maps community ambassador. Starting with Pawan, and then we'll go with Sylvie, Modo, and then Lucy. So with that, I give you the mic, Pawan.
Yeah. And you can just share the screen for me. Yeah. Give access to the screen. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that. Uh, you should have access.
Yeah, I do. Thanks a lot, Arnali. Yeah. So, yes. Yeah. Just give me the... So, a very good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all of you from different parts of the world. And this is Pawan Muddu. So over the last 3 months, I had an enthralling journey with UN Mappers. And finally, I'm happy to see a community-based ambassador report for India. So one of the most important elements is the diversity and the geographical extent of the country. So we had a lot of challenges of being only a single member and community ambassador, but do an outreach was itself a challenge. So I picked out some problems that India has, and based on that, we did tasks on the tasking manager, and I reached out to a couple of very interesting organizations that helped me understand how this community can work. So the first element is what was the focus on? The focus, as it's rightly says, we are a community partner. So important is community building with outreach. So that involves doing mapathons, partnerships, and also understanding the essence of humanitarian mapping. Right? So causes, two important causes, which is a perennial problem in India. One is the fact that we have a lot of drought and flood resilience related issues. And second is urban development. So my mapping themes are based on these two major issues here. So some important metrics. First is there were 5 mapathons that were delivered. Yeah. More than 500 plus participants were engaged. And there were four major partnership collaborations which are undertaken, right? Or a collaboration which are undertaken. So that is the important metrics here. And the impacts that were achieved is an expanded voluntary network, an improved map data quality, and an important awareness which we learned of humanitarian mapping. So many of them do not know what tasking manager is all about, or let alone mapping apps. They don't know what is humanitarian mapping and tasking manager. So I had to reach out to those audience. So what were the challenges? The challenges are pretty interesting. One is volunteer retention. That is a problem. But I think what this needs in larger extent is creating a funding mechanism. So what we hope in the future is organizations such as FOSS or any open source communities can come up and volunteer and fund. Weather challenges were a problem. So yeah, we had a heat wave here in this country, and now suddenly we have monsoons. So that was one issue that we have to deal with. And of course, being a vast country, we have to travel. So some sessions that were done online, but there were some sessions where I had to go to the university and conduct and give an outreach of UN Mappers activity. So in a nutshell, I thank all the partners. So the major partners in this community project was JNTU Hyderabad, Delhi Technological Campus, OSM Mumbai, and also TomTom Pune. So I acknowledge all of them. And this is what we could get. So, and finally, so there is a potential scope of collaboration. And if open source and other communities can come about, we can collaborate for the next 3 months. So that we'll have a fruitful and meaningful humanitarian activity, mapping activity. So that's it from me. So it's a very quick, short presentation. I didn't want it to presented too many slides and make people bored. So that was on my side. This is what the activities were. Yeah. Thank you to all the partners involved. So thank you, Arnali, and thank you to all my other ambassadors, especially Sylvie, Modo, Lucy, and also the support I received from Arnali, more importantly, and Laura. So thanks a lot. And over to the next participant. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Yeah, very simple and impactful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Pawan. Thank you also for your time. We know you're in the field. But yeah, if you have any questions for Pawan, and yeah, just share it in the chat. I also shared Pawan. One of the activities of Pawan was the UN Mappers Humanitarian Mapping Sessions at JNTU Hyderabad. So moving on to our next presenter and community ambassador, I'll head it over to our social worker and educator from Argentina. Go ahead, Sylvie.
Thank you, Arnali. I will share my screen. Okay. You are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for having me today. I want to share with you some of the activities that I have been conducting during these 3 past months. And One of my main objectives during these 3 months, it was partner with communities. So it was my focus working with communities and promoting the UN mappers and the OpenStreetMap ecosystem to reach new interested parties. I work building relationship with new partners. I focus myself on teaching and training duties, conducting remote and field mapping activities, very similar that some of was mentioned by Pawan. I collaborate with research teams, particularly with university research teams. I also organize consultancy activities with groups interested in working with geospatial data in their own organization, and I provide analysis, visualization, and production of geospatial data. During the past 3 months, I focused on 3 areas. I was, in my initial proposal, I was aimed to work in 5 provinces of Argentina, but due to organizational and scheduling difficulties, I was able just to work in these 3 provinces, and the others remain pending. And one important area of working for me was reach out people from the Spanish-speaking communities, because UN Mappers, it wasn't knowledge about UN Mappers in my country. So I focused myself in writing articles, social media posts, participation in conferences to spread the news and events. And also I organize events of virtual meetings through Google Meet to talk with people about the activities of UN Mappers and try to invite themselves being part of our community. Also, I had organized 4 mapathons in which of 4 main activities. The first one was in Cordoba, in my five, and it was related to flood prevention mapping activities. It was more a field mapping activity. I also collaborate with HOT in a large activity in Patagonia for 10 days, named Mappa. I work with large activity too in Venado Tuerto. It's a large city of my country for 3 days, in which I train students for social work, but also people from the municipality, firefighters, people from Caritas and different volunteer organizations in mapping technologies. And also we focus this cartography to reduce the risk of flood risking in Argentina. And the last project, it was a collaboration with the University of Cordoba with the student of medicine, in which I trained more than 100 students of medicine in cartography, in particular field map cartography. It was a very interesting activity and also was related to flood risk. The topic I have covered during these 3 months were related to food sovereignty, environmental protection, community health, flood prevention, a child-centered perspective on urban production, because I also have the challenge and also the opportunity to work with child. I work in open source and geospatial tools for research, urban development, and hackathon to development social spatial technology, geospatial technologies. The main tool I used, I was trying to be very precise and accurate to choose the right tools for the right communities, because a lot of people who I was working with were not geospatial specialists. So I combine different types of tools. In some cases, I teach people how to edit in OpenStreetMap, and in some cases it was better for them to have a more slow introduction and working with field map technologies. So I combine these different tools to achieve different problems and to try to train people and not force themselves to learn a lot of new things. And I was able to build partners with different organizations. I want to acknowledge the confidence of them, the truthful that they present in myself because they helped me to organize all these activities, and I was able to build a long-standing relationship with these different organizations. I work with more than 30 organizations in my country, so I'm really happy. And some of the challenges that I faced were related some mistrust in UN or of UN organizations in my country, that it was something that I have to work a lot to try to explain why we were mapping, what are the reasons of our activities, and so on. Also, I have some problems with internet connectivity during mapathons and with creating OSM accounts. But I was very happy because I received a lot of support with the OSM community, and the problem with the creation of account was solved in like, I think 2 hours. So it was a magnificent response. I also have some difficulties coordinating with universities due to protests in an adverse economical and political context in my country. And another aspect, I don't know if it's a challenge or maybe it's something that make my communities more stronger, but it was related that the major number of people that I addressed were not professional or experts in GIS, but they were in community work. So I think this is related with my own profile and my background. I'm more able to reach this type of people. And I think it was a problem, but something that made the communities more stronger, as I mentioned. And some funding problems to travel, because a lot of the activities that I conducted were based on field. So I traveled a lot during these 3 months. And some of the next steps are relating to involve new partners. Particularly, I want to work with organizations that had an extensive work in Argentina, like Caritas and Techo. Also, I want to support the creation of at least one community chapter in Argentina. I'm talking with a lot of communities that are interested in getting involved with UN mappers. Strengthen the open mapping community, organizing an event in Patagonia in October. Also, I'm trying to create a research and teaching network with members from national universities and scientific organizations focused on mapping and related with UN mappers. And I want to systematize information and experience and challenge related to teaching these open mapping technologies, because as Arneli mentioned, I am a teacher and professor, so for me it's very important to think about the way in which we teach technologies, and we could improve the ways in which we do that. And at least and also continue to strengthen the initiatives undertaken during this first quarter. So that it's all for me. I'm very happy to share with you all these activities, and I will ending my presentation. I think Lucy, it's the next one.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Sylvie. Yeah, the next one would be Modo. Yeah, it's gonna be alternating. Yeah, but yeah, great to hear all your activities as well as the tools used, and yeah, the partners you engaged. They were really essential, in these activities, and that's something that we really learned in this pilot initiative. Thank you so much, Sylvie. And yeah, on to our next ambassador, our French speaker and community builder from Cameroon. Over to you, Modo. Yeah, I hope we didn't lose him, but he froze to me. So yeah, maybe we can go with Lucy first, and yeah, we'll see later. Hopefully we get Modo back. So yeah, go ahead, Lucy. Not from China, but from Kenya. Yeah,
Yes.
JS is a specialist and cartographer from Kenya. Go ahead, Lucy.
So I'm hoping you can all see my screen.
Yes.
My name is Lucy. I am the UN Mappers Ambassador on Community Engagement from Kenya. So I'll share with the activities that you've had throughout my 3 months. Um, we promoted the UN mappers and the OSM ecosystems to schools. I approached 6 universities. We still had conversations. Time was a constraint, so we were not really able to do the final establishment of the chapters, but we are still working on it. Hopefully, we succeed in the next 3 months. So a lot of trainings were there. Of course, welcoming the UN mappers. You first of all learn how to map, then you join the team. So my priority was also welcoming them in and training them in tools that were easier for beginners, ID editor. Um, that made me also learn a lot on training mechanisms, also learning from Pawan. Sylvie also taught me on how to go through this. So also on my end, there was a lot of learning. We did field mapping. Mainly the focus was at the time when we started the program, Kenya was experiencing a lot of flooding. So the best thing to attract also new UN mappers was to also bring in something that everyone is alert on, and that was we have a problem, that's a crisis, our capital is flooding. So we sat down with some of my partners and we decided to do not just a cleanup, we also mapped the drainage conditions and how we found them. So also part of being part of that field mapping was supporting our partners with spatial evidence of where they went to, what we did. So yes, the analysis was there. We were able to see what places were blocked and which places needed improvement, which was good because now they were able to send a follow-up report to the county government to make changes, and that was happening. So we also have a UN Mappers WhatsApp group, which is currently there. So anyone who may want to join from Kenya, I'll send the link on the chat. We move on to our areas of focus. Mainly it was Nairobi, as I've explained. It was something that was very loud on our screens during that season on March. So we looked at the areas that were more prone to flooding, the areas that were badly affected, and those are the areas that we focused on when we went for the field mapping on South Sea. And for the online mapping, this area called Roy it's quite a large area. The project is still there. I'm a hot tasking manager, so please, we will also like you to help us finish the project, but we're currently working on it. On the tools, on training, ChatMap is quite friendly, so everyone, it was easy to learn because you use the common messenger that you have, that is WhatsApp. The hot tasking manager on how to do your mapping, and do crowdsource mapping. Of course, I also had to train them how to download this data and do the analysis on QGIS, which is good because you already know how to do the field work, but you also have to learn how to interpret your analysis to other people, and you can only showcase better with maps. So that's why I took a step to train them on QGIS. We do have a course on the UN Maps website, so you can go there. That's where I also trained myself from the beginning. So it's a good course. Kindly enroll and yes, get some skills. And of course the Java OpenStreetMap Cobol Toolbox for further analysis other than the location, so that you can learn how to collect the attribute data. So that was also important, and those are the tools. I decided to train on and focus on for the 3 months. On the challenges we did have with the conditions affected on the field mapping, of course, the weather on that particular day was bipolar, so it will rain in the morning and very sunny in the afternoon. But I congratulate my team because they were resilient and we went on and still completed our target. On participant turnout, sometimes when you advertise that you will have this workshop, there are a lot of people who register, but you find the number is very low when they are turning up. So that was also a challenge. Distance and travel, some institutions are very far, so also funding to travel would have been will have solved that. Then time constraints. In Kenya, for the last 3 months, because of circumstances, the 3 months, those were the last final semester for most universities, so their focus was on projects and all that. So also the discussions do take a while. So the 3 months, we may have established a relationship, but not yet the final registration, but we'll still work on it. They're very welcoming. On the results and impacts, I have 100 people trained and certified, which was a great results on my end. The drainage points we had were more than 100 points. Then the online mapathons, we did more than 10,000 edits, which was a good thing considering the turn up. So I expect a bit more engagement in the coming 3 months. Yes. So yeah, that is all on the results and impact. Yes, I've talked about the drainage point. We did have that produced on a map, and now it was presented to a local county government for policy brief to make them identify, oh, these are the areas that were blocked, this is what you need to do. So that was a very good activity. On the next steps, of course, continue re-engaging with the 6 schools so that we can now finalize on the chapter establishment. Look for more activities to expand field mapathon. There are very many other places that we have not mapped, and I would wish them to be mapped. And also group partnerships with something that we've planned to focus on, which is climate, and also other geospatial organizations. They're very welcome. I'll leave my contact. Say if you're in Kenya, kindly reach out if you'd like any support or partnership with the UN Mappers Kenya. Yes, and of course, continue with community engagement as I'm currently doing with the WhatsApp group, keeping them updated on our projects and of any other activity they may want to contribute. They usually inform me through the group, which is nice. A good point of contact. So I'll finish with presenting my partners, the youth mappers. I had ambassadors, also consultations from this area so that they could assist on how we could get more engagement with the young lawyers who are focusing on climate change, HOT, if it's data, and Geospatial Association in TUK, Technical University of Kenya, much appreciation. They really gave me a team to work with on my first project, so I'm very appreciative of them. And that's on my end on UN Mappers Kenya, and I hope we made you proud. So let's meet in the next 3 months for better results. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. You definitely made us proud. Yeah, turning mapping into action and also the decision making, yeah, for presenting the drainage points, yeah, to the local government. Yeah, I believe that is, yeah, very impactful, and yeah, we hope, yeah, for more promoters of open data like you.
Yes.
And then, thank you so much, Lucy. So yeah, we head over to our last community ambassador and presenter, Modo. Are you able to, yeah, come back? Are you here with us again?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Yeah. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Anani. Sorry, my connection has been interrupted. Let me share my presentation. Okay. Okay.
Yes, we
So,
can.
okay. So, thank you everyone. Thank you Anani, for opportunity to present the highlights of this initiative in Cameroon. I don't know if my presentation is already visible.
Yeah, we can see the presentation. I don't know if you want to go on full screen, but you can see.
Okay. So I had the opportunity to participate in many activities with Maps in the last year, and for me, in this opportunity, the main objective was to present UNMapper and to present this kind of initiative, because I think, yes, I think that OpenStreetMap or crowdsourcing environment is have a lot of opportunity, and it will be also good to NGOs, to students to know which opportunity and to take it. So during this initiative, I make some kind of activities like Mappathon, training and workshop, and also make a lot of discussion with university to present what is UNMapper, what is UNMap, what is the blue value for institution to join UNMaps, for students to join UNMaps. And in these three kind of activity, I make a lot of activity, remote mapping, field mapping, connection with another community in Africa. And I also propose our first city mapper externship, that is a combination with practical immersion and training, theoretical training, because over data or over create data ensure that data is have a good quality. It's also very important to know how to use this data in which problem or in which issues. I focus my or different activity or different conversation about it. Yes, I create a community that create data, that engage in the peacekeeping mission. Yes, but over this level, what is the next thing? Is to create tools, is to create a solution, maybe try to create solution that could be help local community or NGOs to resolve our current issues or our needs, their needs. Yeah. And so in this leadership, I produce a lot of statistics, over 100 edits, building created roads and modularity. And over this data, the most benefit it was to see student or organization very interested about this kind of initiative, because in Cameroon we have a lot of people that have knowledge on how to create data, knowledge about GIS globally, but many also many student organization did not know how to use and sometimes how to use and how to what do we call it, how to create this data. just know maybe if I need to realize some land cover map, I'll just take Sentinel imagery. But it didn't know crowdsourcing environment. And over this data, it was very, very, very successful because I engaged many organizations in my country to connect with UN Maps, maybe try to have session, discussion, workshop, training to at the first time identify their needs, and at the second time maybe create some collaboration between with UN Maps. Yeah, globally, data is good, creating data is good, but at another level, we need to use this data to create impact. So, and this Cities Mapper is partnership. One of City Mapper proposed one solution, urban sanity, that is a geospatial solution that optimizes the geolocalization of the West. And it was also one of opportunity to validate the application by using field data. And yes, yeah, community and partnership. I just thank all partners that support us in this initiative, Evidence, TomTom, HUT, Digital Geospatial Girl, to support us in this initiative. And actually, we have discussed with many institutions in Cameroon, and discussion is ongoing to create a partnership, to create a UN chapter in my community. And this discussion not just stay in Cameroon, because we have many countries in the African continent that has been very interested about this initiative, like Uganda. Actually, I discussed with one of the University of Uganda that is very interested to become a chapter. Also, OSM Zambia, OSM Senegal are also very interested to join UN Maps. And lesson learning and next step. Lesson learning, I think this initiative was a challenge because it's the first time that UN Map proposed this kind of initiative. So at itself, it was a challenge, but I focus on lesson learning on how can I ameliorate for the next session or for the next activity. At the first time, have a structure that attract partner, student, NGO, and participant. Also continue to make training session, field mapping and remote mapping, and also to propose also quality session, because when mapper or volunteer join OpenStreetMap environment, and sometimes the quality issues is beside the mind of the trainer. So I will focus also to provide some training, quality training for these new contributor. Also open documentation to redact some report, to know context, problem, challenges, lesson learning, and yeah, all these activities. And university outreach needs also institution to connect, to provide at the first time information about this initiative, to provide capacity building, to train, and to explore collaboration at the global scale. Next step, expand community in Africa, propose at different country to have UNMIPER community. Continue to follow up Cameroonian community to move on different region, different 10 region in my country. Continue to train or find to train NGOs to at the first time to know about UN maps and to support this initiative. Develop activities on how to create quality data and how to use it to solve local problems, and also maybe propose a second cohort for 6-meter extension that will engage another partner like World Bank and so on. So thank you for attention. Over.
Yes, thank you so much, Modo. So yeah, one of the great activities that Modo led is this exploratory 4-week city mapper externship in Cameroon. And yeah, if you follow Modo or UN Mappers in LinkedIn, you may have seen the testimonials early this May about that project, and how it impacted the capacity building among the young professionals. So yeah, thank you so much, Modo. I know it is more than an hour that we spend, but yeah, let me just share kind of the next steps, and yeah, what's next for the for the next months ahead for this initiative. I hope I'm sharing my screen. Okay, yeah. So what's next, and yeah, how you can get involved. So yeah, while we continue, so our 4 ambassadors outside of the online UNVs would be continuing for another 3 months or extending, building more engagement, and yeah, also co-creating with us the UN Mapper community chapters or communities process. So yeah, we are looking forward to also share this and co-create this with the wider community. So yeah, once we get the draft ready for continued discussion, then yeah, we'll have co-creation discussion with the wider community. And yeah, we're opening and extending the program. I saw some interest in the chat to apply or to be a UN Maps community ambassador. So we are currently still in the process of running it through the UN volunteers. So yeah, please wait for that. And yes, strengthening the multilingual learning resources and even structured training models like what Modo did with the City Mapper externship. We hope to also extend it in other countries that the UN Maps Community Ambassador is currently at. And yeah, continued partnership development, supporting the organizations engaged in the pilot, as well as strengthening our current partnerships, specifically with other already organized or institution within the open mapping ecosystem. And yeah, exploring the sustained value for ambassadors. Yeah, so there is motivation, there is recognition, and how can we sustain it? That 4 ambassadors shared their challenges during the pilot, and everything is counted. And yeah, we hope to sustain this pilot initiative, as we have seen the impact it has in the local communities. Yes, and we would like to express our appreciation to everyone who participated, collaborated, and also supported this pilot initiative. So yeah, again, thanks and a round of applause to our 4 pilot community ambassadors: Lucy Kago, Modo Levo, Engelbert Steve, Pawan Muddu, and Silvina Meritano, because over the past several weeks, you you're served not only as ambassadors but also trainers, mentors, organizers, advocates, and community builders. So yeah, you've spent countless of volunteer hours to introducing new contributors to OpenStreetMap and UN Mappers and promoting the values of open geospatial data within your countries and regions. We also extend our appreciation for all the 45 plus community organizations, universities, cooperatives, open street map communities, NGOs, schools, universities that open their doors to work with us because your support, enthusiasm, and openness to explore the collaboration have significantly strengthened the impact of this pilot. And of course, to the wider UN Mappers and OpenStreetMap communities who's been with us since the co-creation of this pilot initiative, we thank you for your continuous sharing of your time, expertise, and passion. And because the success of this initiative would not have been possible without you and yeah, and your interest and motivation. So yeah, we are incredibly proud of our pilot community ambassadors as well as how we have come as a UN Mappers community and the extended OpenStreetMap communities and contributors. So we hope this is only the beginning, and of course we look forward to see how this community continues to grow and also thrive in the months and years ahead. So yeah, congratulations to everyone. I'm sorry that we extended and did not have time for feedback and discussion, but yeah, in the collaborative notes, or yeah, if you can share, Laura, our contact details in the chat, yeah, please do reach out to us. We will also share a follow-up email next week regarding this, the recordings and everything. So yeah, again, thank you so much to everyone who showed up and everyone who gave their time, more than 1 hour of their time this Friday evening, afternoon, or morning for you. Thank you so much. And if it's fine with you, let's turn on our camera. Just give our, and yeah, if you can unmute yourself, let's, instead of